So Azi, you heard it from our end,
Yes.
right? We think we're doing a great job at this.
Yes.
How was your experience?
Well, obviously, I was lucky to have a veterinarian who did do exactly what these ladies have been saying, the experts, and that's why I got a traitor here.
Yes, it's okay, it's okay.
But clearly, he loves you, and you two are very great at what you do.
So walk us through it. How did it happen for you? When did you learn it? Who taught you? With Charlie.
Exactly, because I learned it with Charlie, and then I was almost as expert as you can become as as an end user.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. But my veterinarian and technician were the one that showed me. They didn't have any stuffed animal. They used an orange.
Oranges are great, but orange has a good feel to it once you hit an orange just right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they said, this is how you do it, make sure, and that's exactly what it was. You're using a right syringe, this is how you don't shake it, and all of those were step by step, they were told to me, and I actually did give an injection in front of them to make sure that
was that the first time you ever given an injection?
No.
You don't have to answer that, I guess.
No, it wasn't. I've actually done vitamin injection.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Before, so you weren't quite as scared as some.
But it's still, the whole idea, I think for me, not being the veterinarian or technician, it's more of the emotional part of it. It is. It is.
You don't want to hurt your pet.
Exactly.
Yeah. What was the toughest part of it for you? Just hearing the talk and thinking, okay, can I actually do this? What was the hardest part that you anticipated?
I think it was the part of, I am going to go with this pet who clearly needs me. I'm going to go home with this instruction. Am I going to get it right? But I think, again, those tools that they gave me in the practice made it easier when I went home and actually did it. I remember calling my veterinarian and technician and telling them, done, I'm good, what do I do now? And they just said, relax, you're just going to do this one more time, and we promise you by the end of the week, you're going to feel like this is nothing. And that's exactly what happened.
I was just going to add, too, that with all the information that we give people, because that can be overwhelming, too. They listen to me talk, then they listen to the technician talk. Their head, like you said, they need time to process everything. But we also give people handouts. So almost every veterinarian is going to give somebody a handout with all of these instructions. So they don't have to memorize what we say. They're going home with a piece of paper that usually, again, reminds you to roll the insulin, not shake it, talks to you about the syringes that you're using, how to pull up the insulin, and then we talk to them about logging it and everything else. So we're also not just explaining it verbally, we're giving them a piece of paper, which I know for me that helps to sometimes have something written down and to be able to look back at it and say, oh yeah, that's what Brittany said, that's what Dr. MacPete said, oh yeah, I remember that.
And how was that for you?
I absolutely agree. But I think the reason I'm really excited about this, and I'm glad that I'm sitting among these experts, is having a piece of video, having something that in the middle of night when you've had to work, again, I'm coming from the person that has a job, it has a pet. This is not what I do every day like you guys, but at the end of the day, with everything else that is going on in my mind, having a place to be able to just click and to be able to watch that, that it just reinforces and cements everything that I just heard from my veterinarian and technician, and it just helps me that I can even listen to it and just say, okay, I got it. And then having the paperwork and the handouts to actually kind of reference it later on when I have time. But I think that's why I'm excited about Pet Connection and these videos, because again, it tells me you have hope, there is solution, don't worry. That's what I hear in that order.
Yeah, well, you're a role model now. So Azi, with Spider, how long did it take to kind of get the right dose and to get into a rhythm and a pattern?
About a month, maybe a little bit over. He was completely off. The foster, who's a great foster, still had 6 other dogs, so he wasn't kind of getting everything that he needed, and she had to take him actually to the veterinarian to do the curve or the study that they do for a day. So it was really helpful for me to get the resources from my veterinarian and have the monitor at home to be able to do it in a day that I'm off work and I can actually do it.
And to help figure out the dose.
Absolutely. And then I would call her or text my veterinarian right away and say, this is what I got. What do I do? Because I'm not going to say that I'm an expert at it, but at least I can collect the data and let them analyze it.
And was the insulin from the veterinarian, or was it from a human pharmacy?
It was from the veterinarian.
Oh, good,
Yes,
good,
yes.
that's great.
Yes,
That's
and
wonderful.
the needles, everything. Yes.
That's great. And how, I know you texted her, you say you called her all the time, but how often did you actually have to go in with Spider initially?
Well, initially we went once a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
That's great.
it wasn't bad just because of experience that I had with
Right, with Charlie.
which was a lot more going in. But now we do the blood work every 6 months and kind of have a wellness checkup. But if I have any question, again, I do use the monitoring. And
How often do you do that? How often do you do home monitoring?
I actually do it once a month, almost once a month. But I pick a Saturday or Sunday, and I just start from 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and just record every hour of what I get. And then all the information I text right to my veterinarian and say, am I doing this right? Do I need to change any of the units, or do I need to change the timing? What do I do? And she just basically gives me the interpretation.
Okay, we're going to get really deep into the home monitoring in just a moment, but just before that, remember our goal, right? Our goal with pets is quality of life. We want them to be happy, healthy pets, not spend the whole day by the water bowl, not eat a ton, not lose weight, just be happy and live a normal life with a little bit of, a shot here and there. So if those were the goals, how is Spider doing?
Can we get the cat?
I know.
He's snoring.
I was just going to say,
I
he's
know,
a
we
good
need to get him
example.
mics right now. Do you think so far he's been successful?
I would
You've been successful?
absolutely say that in this case, I give myself a pat on the back.
Yes,
I say, yes, I have an A+. Yes,
Wonderful.
absolutely.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.